Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the part-time homestead. So I wanted to take a second and just give a welcome out to the new subscribers. We picked up a new subscribers since the last video that I put about the Varroa mites. So welcome to the channel. I'm glad you found my videos. I'm glad you subscribed. Thank you for supporting the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, there are just a few spots left. So if you want to get in on this adventure, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification if you want to be notified when I upload videos. Appreciate all the support in advance. So if you're new to the channel, I just want to catch you up on what we're going to be doing today and what has transpired. So I am a new beekeeper. This is my first year. I am by no means a professional, and you should think twice about taking any advice I give you. However, with that said, all the new beekeepers, we kind of make the same mistakes and do the same thing, so hopefully you can learn something from watching these videos. So I have two hives. I originally started with the hive that you can't see. It's kind of right over there. It's the Saskatraz hive. And starting with that one, I got Saskatraz bees. You can look up that video. It's on my channel about why I chose those bees and what the deal is with them. After that, I was given a hive with local bees. It was a swarm that took over an empty hive box. I lost that hive. And I also have a video about that. And then currently we're working with this hive here. This is what started my adventure. It's the flow hive. I found one, or one was offered to me. I picked it up for a good price and it had a colony of bees with it. This hive I got just post-swarm. I believe it was post-swarm. When I got it, there was no queen. There was queen cells, and it's a whole little drama with the queen, about a small queen. Last week I found a queen, but no eggs, and I also realized that they had problems. They've got Varroa mites, and they had some problems going on with their wings, which if you watched my last video, you saw that. So today is going to be about treating the Varroa mites. Initially, I wanted to use formic acid. It's kind of a one and done treatment. It gets into the brood, the eggs, everything. It gets, not knowing a lot about these treatments, formic acid is pretty rough on your bees. But the big thing about formic acid is it's very temperature dependent. And I am starting to sweat already. It is like 96 degrees out here. I bet it's 100 plus in that hive. And you can't use formic acid when it's hot like that. It's very potent, and if you do things wrong, you can end up killing your queen or losing a lot of bees. It's deadly to bees too. You just have to do it right. So I found something that wasn't temperature dependent, and it's taken a while for me to get it because I ordered it online. After 7 days of being on order, they still hadn't shipped it. I canceled it and I picked it up locally at a local shop. So what I got is Apistan. These are strips. It is I guess you would say a pesticide or a chemical based. It's not a natural treatment, but it is very gentle on the bees. At least it hasn't been proven to be harsh on the bees. It's very rough on the Varroa mites, very gentle on the bees, but you shouldn't be using your honey. It's basically gonna just make your honey unusable. So it's recommended if you have honey supers on, you take all that out and just put this with the brood. Luckily, this is a new hive, a post-swarm hive. There was no brood in here a week ago, no eggs in here a week ago, very little honey, only what the bees are gonna consume. And I ended up taking off the flow supers because there was nothing going on. So it works out perfectly for this. So it is pretty pricey, 50 bucks. This treats 5 brood boxes, 5 10 frame brood boxes. So it's two, I have an 8 frame, but I'm gonna use 2 of these strips. And now that I mention it, I forgot a very important part to installing these, a trick that I learned from another beekeeper. So I'm gonna have to go get that. But anyways, so we are going to treat with these. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Okay, so I got the installation devices, nails, and you'll see why these come in handy when we install the Apistan strips inside the hive. So first off, I need to go in, I need to look and see if that queen is laying eggs. Because if you've been watching my channel, you know that the queen has been an issue in this hive. Do we have a queen? Do we not have a queen? Is she old queen, young queen, laying eggs, fertile, whatever? So last week I saw her. She was large, looked like she was in charge. So we need to check to see if there's eggs in there. So I'm just going to check on the status of that, and then we're going to get to installing these strips. Show you how to do it. Okay, so I got the top off, got my smoker. I'm all suited up just to take a look at some of these frames. I'm looking for eggs, looking for my queen. Basically see how things have been going in here. And I also need to get my box set up so I can be setting my frames in here. Oop, messing up the camera. Okay, now we're cooking. Cooking with some fire now. Just can't get these frames out of here. Just a little honey in there. Not a lot going on. Same as last week. Expecting the same from this frame here as well. Oh, we got capped brood. Still say there's a problem with this brood. I just don't know what it is. It's not looking good. So I see brood. Oh, yep. So we got eggs. So she is laying eggs. So we've got eggs and larvae. So that's a good sign. So it looks like that was a young queen, and now she has started to lay eggs. So I'm gonna see what these other frames are looking like. Seeing some small larvae, some larger larvae, lots of eggs. I think those are eggs. It's hard to see. She's been on these frames. Need to be for sure. For sure. There is a these guys are killing me. There is a capped queen cell right here. So there is a capped queen cell right there. And there's another queen cell over here. Those are the two queen cells that I left in there. One of them is now capped. So are you going to try to tell me that the new queen laid an egg in the queen cell and they're trying to supersede her? Like, what is that all about? Okay, so the inspection got derailed. The whole purpose of me coming out here got derailed slightly because of the queen issues in here, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. First, I just want to get this treatment in here, and I'm going to have to remove my gloves because it's going to require some dexterity here. So the Apistan strips. I cut the, you can feel them in here. I just cut the top off. I'm gonna use 2 strips for this pack. Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna have to stop this video. Okay, where'd I put the package now? Put it back in the box? Yes. Okay, so I'm back, but I made a rookie mistake. I opened it up, I took it out of the package without gloves. This is a chemical pesticide. You want to wear protection when dealing with these things. So you come out, they have strips. Just unfold them. You can see there's a perforation right there. I need these 2 strips. Tear down that line. I'm going to put the others back in the package. Now I have these 2. Just going to tear down the perforation like that. Is this 1 or is this 2? There we go. So you have these things where you can kind of set them on the top of the frame, but see how they bend? No matter what you do, they bend. So I was watching a beekeeper on YouTube, Cayman Reynolds. He just took a nail, stick it through there like that, and then it will just hang straight down. Maybe. Well, that's the wind. Right? So you want to space these out. It says do not have them touch the comb. So I'm going to put a little bit of space in between this one right here. Just going to spread it out just a little bit because there's a little wiggle room in your hives, you know it. And then I'm going to drop this one down right in here. Like that. Okay? Alright, then I'm going to get this one set up. You want to put this close to the top because you don't want it sticking up that much because you're going to put your top cover on. Be careful you don't poke yourself. Push it through there. And then, so that one is 2 frames in. We're going to put this one 3 frames in between this one and this one. So not a lot going on this side over here. We're going to put it on this side of the hive. Right here. Like that. Alright, the bees are getting a little feisty. They don't like my gloves. Alright. And that's it. You hang them in there. 6 weeks, no more than 8 weeks. To Varroa mite treatment. Try to have space so they climb on the, you don't want the Apistan strips to touch the comb. You want the bees to climb on the comb and their backs to rub on the strips. That's all there is to it. Alright, so I feel like I need to address some things with that video because that was probably just as confusing for you as it was for me. That is not what I was expecting, and now that I'm thinking about it, so the purpose of today's inspection was to treat with the Apistan strips and check the status of the queen. When I got into the hive, originally I thought I did see some small larvae, and I thought I saw a bunch of eggs. And I kept looking through the hive and checked every frame, and I didn't see the queen again. But what I did find was the 2 queen cells that I left in there last week, one of them was capped. And I also found another new queen cell 2 frames over. So now we have 3 queen cells, 1, possibly 2 capped. I couldn't really see. I didn't find the queen, and I actually, when I went back through, I went through the whole every frame a second time, and I didn't see any eggs. I thought I was seeing eggs, but I don't think I saw any eggs, and no queen, but a capped queen cell. So, is that possible? Like, doesn't the queen have to lay an egg into the queen cell for them to cap it, or do the bees just move something over there, like a larva, and put it in there? I don't know. Yeah, some comments would be nice to figure that out. So I'm really confused about the queen status at this point. It's completely plausible that I've missed her. I've missed the queen in my other hive many inspections, but there's always been signs of the queen being in there. I really don't know the queen at this point. So that's kind of what got me all tripped up in the inspection. That's what took so long, was I was looking for evidence of life. Evidence of my queen, Queen Monte, the drama queen. But yeah, so treatment with this, pretty simple. The question that I have for you professional beekeepers out there is that once I put this in there, how do I go about doing inspections? Do I not inspect the hive for 6 weeks? Or do I just simply pull out the strips and put them back in when I'm done with the inspection? It's got a big old long thing of instructions on here, but it doesn't really talk about any of that stuff. It just says put them in for 6 weeks, no more than 8 weeks, and that's pretty much the gist of it. So if anybody has any experience with these, please let me know. Can I take them out, set them aside, and put them back in? And don't do what I did and not use gloves. I started handling these strips with no gloves on, not thinking. I had to go stop the video and go get latex gloves and put them on. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. There's definitely a problem in that hive.